So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, before we get into the craziness and everything going on, right, I just want to continue to remind you, it's okay to question everything. It's okay. Don't let them tell you different. Let's get to it.
All right, I am in Florida right now. We came here for New Year's. That's why I haven't posted in a few days. But the fog thing is real, and I want you to see this. I took this from my phone last night. We are in Southwest Florida. This was New Year's Eve. Check this out. This is the fog, dude. It's literal particles like it's showing up in my phone in Southwest Florida. Is that, I don't know how fog, is that what fog's supposed to look like? It looks like dust. Look at that. What is that? That's crazy. Definitely seen fog before, but I have never seen anything like this. And you could see clearly in the video that there's like specks, like it's like these particles or something that are floating in the air. This is not natural. I don't know. All right,
That's the thing. If we were gonna make smart dust, right, and we were gonna release it out into the world allegedly, right, we would try to make it look like fog, right? So it's gonna be hard for you to differentiate between the two, whether it's real or whether it's the smart dust. And if it's hard to do that, then they've done what they set out to do. Release this stuff, and you can't tell between the two. So you would think, oh, that's just regular fog, right?
The first couple days we came to the beach, I thought this was completely beautiful. When we walked out, it was just so different. Now, third day, I'm wondering what really is going on. I mean, should I have my kids out here?
What's up with the fog? Everywhere I look, there's posts about fog. I just rode back with my husband from Pennsylvania to Georgia, and let me tell you about what we saw. We crossed 7 states. We went from Pennsylvania to Maryland to West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, then Georgia. And there was fog in almost every state. Like, yes, there was some weather going on. There was a little rain here and there, but 7 states, like, it's really odd. Everybody's talking about this fog that's making them sick, this fog after these things we've been seeing in the air that we can't talk about. They're spraying stuff from these things, and maybe it's causing some of this illness, and this fog is part of it. There's this thick fog everywhere we went. And when we got to Virginia, a place called Fancy Gap, I think they're known for having some issues with fog, but this was so bad we almost had to pull over the car. Like, we could not see where we were going. Okay, I need you to drop me some comments. Like, is this normal to go from Pennsylvania to Georgia and see fog in almost 7 states? Like, I need answers here. Just curious, is this related, you think, to the drones, what we're seeing? I don't know. Drop me some comments. Let's discuss it. And like this from the bottom.
Listen, I used to drive trucks, bro, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have or know somebody who has, right? And normally you get it in the morning. So if you're driving over the road, like normally I would see it in Tennessee when I would drive. I know when I'm going up that mountain, I'm gonna see fog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm preparing myself. But to hit every single state along the, like, you know how long it takes to get through a state, bro? Like, that's not normal, or at least that's not nothing normal I've ever witnessed in all of that time I was driving trucks. And my route used to be, like, when I was in training, my route was from the bottom of Florida to California to New Jersey, back to the bottom of Florida. That was my Tropicana route, right? Didn't witness fog like that ever, right? And then when I got into my own truck and I was driving, first I did 48 states, and then I did Southeast region, and then I did local. And bro, I never witnessed it. Not saying that it's not possible, but bro, we ain't seen nothing like this.
5 years after COVID-19 gripped the globe, China might be dealing with a new outbreak. Some on social media are claiming a little-known virus is overwhelming hospitals. Known as human metapneumovirus, or HMPV, it causes flu-like symptoms. There are posts alleging the virus is overtaking emergency rooms, but Chinese authorities are not confirming those claims. Official reports indicate rates of multiple flu-like illnesses are on the rise, but people are only being asked to wear face masks and wash their hands frequently. India's top health official says people should not panic over the spread of the virus, saying there was no substantial increase in infections from the virus in December, and cases have not been reported in large numbers from any other institutions. India's National Center for Disease Control says it's closely monitoring seasonal flu and respiratory cases and is in contact with international agencies. Doctors say HMPV typically spreads through droplets, spread by coughing, sneezing, or touching a surface contaminated by the virus, then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. HPMV is most active in the winter and early spring, alongside the flu and the common cold. The virus is relatively new, first detected in 2001, and is reportedly sparking concerns it could lead to another pandemic. Earlier this week, China asserted it shared information on COVID-19 without holding anything back, after the World Health Organization insisted Beijing release more data on the pandemic's origin. China defended its data sharing on COVID-19 and argued it has made the largest contribution to global origin trace research. For more on this story,
I know everybody's quick to be. Everybody's like, here we go again, and I'm sitting here like, fam. I woke up this morning and wondered who rolled the dice on the Jumanji game, bro. Who had the dice? I thought we put the game up after 2020. I thought we buried the Jumanji game and sent it out in the little water in the river somewhere so it could float to the bottom of the ocean. But who got the game, man, and just rolled the dice, bro? Because now I feel like we in the game again.
So the good news is I finally stepped out of my house out of 12 days of having flu A. I feel 80% better. I am masking. I'm not going anywhere without my mask. Obviously, I'm taking precautions 100%. I'm eating more. The Zofran that the doctor gave me is helping me a lot, thank God, so I could get my appetite back. I do feel kind of tired, and I take some naps in the afternoon. I think I should be okay to go back to work in the next 3-4 days. I have to get a doctor's note, and I have to retest myself, make sure I'm negative before I go back to work, because I don't want to expose to any other patients, because I work in a eye doctor office and I work in retail, so I don't want to expose to my coworkers or other, customers, patients, the whole 9 yards. But what I really wanted to talk about was like this new outbreak in China, this HMP virus going on. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I heard it's like some respiratory illness, like with flu-like symptoms, and the hospitals are packed, and kids are getting sick left and right. People are getting sick left, like the hospitals are jam-packed. Some people are dying. Like, it's like getting really bad in China. Like, what are we like repeating 2019 all over again? Like, what the hell is going on? First, we had COVID in 2019. Then we had this whole thing with the bird flu going on currently. And then the state of emergency in California, and that patient in Louisiana, and then all these like flu A's, flu B's, neurovirus, all that going on the last couple of weeks. Everybody on here has been like sickly ill like me and not getting better at all. And if they are getting better, it's like not fully, and then they get re-sick again. And then now we have this new virus in China. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, it's like 3 days into the new year and we got outbreaks in China of a new virus. Like, if that comes to the United States, we are screwed. Like, it's gonna be another like a pandemic 2.0. Like I don't think we could handle another few years of that. Like, I never expected this, like a new respiratory virus in China, and like it's getting really bad. I heard like we are really big trouble if that comes to the United States. Like, we're gonna have another lockdown and it's just gonna get so messy. It's gonna be worse than 2019. Like, 3 days into the new year, and that's the kind of news we're getting. And all these, like, the Louisiana attack, and like that Cybertruck that exploded, and like this shootings that happens in New York in a bar. Like, what is going on? The first 3 days of the new year of 2025, and all this crazy stuff is happening in the world. It makes no sense. But I hope damn well that HMP virus does not end up here, and they handle that in China, because we are in big trouble if that comes here. Like, that is scary as hell. Very scary to be seeing it all over social media and the news and X and TikTok and Instagram. It's really, really bad. Yeah, 2025 started crazy. Like, it started off crazy. So
it makes you, when you think about the virus and everything, right, and the outbreak, it made me instantly think, okay, now, what were they really spraying allegedly out of those drones? Like, are we already quarantined? Is this a different type of quarantine? Are they gonna spray something then drop the dome on us? You know what I'm saying? Like it's really got me thinking, like, okay, what was being sprayed down to us, which then created this fog that we're possibly all breathing in?
Here's the moon. Here's the star. But then what the is that? What is that? That is in our atmosphere. That is so close. Like, I feel like I can totally see it with my naked eye. It's huge. Like, that's crazy. I've never seen a star so bright in the sky. If we watch it long enough, it might morph into something else. Like, that's just insane. Like, what?
Like, it could be up there scanning for people who have sicknesses. So if it's in your area, scan, see there, okay, it needs to spray over here. I don't know. Could be.
Okay, I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I don't know what made me come outside, but I am outside my house, and I'm going to show you what I think is one of those Dior bags. Here you go. All right. Do you see that? What the hell is that? What is that? Just hovering there. You guys. Wanna move? Ooh. Move over here. This is nighttime. It's nighttime, okay? It is nighttime. I'm gonna zoom in again. We'll zoom in. There it is. What the hell is that?
But it definitely feels like we're being monitored, we're being observed or something like that. Remember how your teacher used to stand over your shoulder? Maybe not y'all, but for me, make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. Stand over your shoulder while taking a test, something like that, or just stand over your shoulder to make you stop talking. Like, I feel like I'm being observed.
Yo, check this video out, y'all.
taking still shots like that and putting it on a reel like that just makes it even more crazy to see, bro. Whoa, wait a minute. I need to like that shot right there. Like, that's another great shot. So what are y'all gonna tell me this is, huh? It's not an airplane. You know, because people like to say, oh, those are just planes up there, something wrong. No, so that's a plane. What type of plane is that? Okay, that's a drone. You gonna say it's a drone? So what type? Please explain to us what that in green is. For all of y'all that think we're just crazy and we're just out here. No, bro, we're trying to figure out what is going on and why is it stuff like this over top of our homes, in our skies, in our airspace. What is that?
I want to take you to another developing story that we are following. This one is actually coming in out of Idaho. I want to tell you what police are providing at this point. Now, they do say that a man has been arrested after investigators say he actually placed an improvised explosive device on a train car. Take a look. That is his mugshot that has been released by investigators. This was over in Payette. Police say on New Year's Day, around 6 p.m. local time, Payette police were called to the 600 block of North 8th Street for a suspicious man seen near a parked railroad car attempting to light something on fire. Officers got there and say they found fresh footprints in the snow and were able to track them to a train car where they found an undetonated improvised explosive device, or IED. Police say they followed the footprints in the snow to a camp trailer that was parked near a home fairly close by. Officers say 40-year-old Brent Shirai, seen right there, tried to run from the camp trailer, but surrendered to police officers after a short chase. He was taken into custody, we're told, on unrelated warrants and later booked into the county jail on those warrants, but also additional charges for possession of a destructive device, which is a felony, possession of a controlled substance, also a felony, and possession of paraphernalia, which is a misdemeanor. There's also resisting and obstructing officers. Due to the dangers that were posed by the IED, the bomb squad was called to the scene to make sure the device was safe. Union Pacific also notified all trains scheduled to travel through the incident site were put on standby for about 5 hours until the scene was determined to be safe. An agent with the FBI also responding to the scene as they assisted with the investigation. The bomb squad did utilize their specialized robot to remove the IED from the train car and then detonated the device to render it safe. A search warrant was obtained and executed on the camp trailer that the suspect was in, where items similar to that device, police say, were found on the train car, as well as controlled substances and other drug paraphernalia. Federal charges for the possession and manufacturing of a destructive device pending the FBI's investigation. Still a lot left to figure out here. We'll keep you updated on Live Now from Fox. Do have to head.
Bro, what is everybody so upset about right now? What is the hate for? What's going on? Let's sit down and talk about it or something. Let's have a conversation, bro. Like, what is going on? I'm just at this point. I'm like, what is going on? Like, we still ain't recovered. And I know this happened. He said, what he said, New Year's Day or New Year's. Like, we ain't recovered from what's happened with this situation in New Orleans. To hear about this too? Like, bro, like, what is going on right now? Like, this don't even seem real that we're just getting bombarded with all of this stuff, bro. Like, you can't even catch your breath at this point.
What people saw in this picture is what led them to believe that ghosts are real. When you look at this picture, what do you see? It just looks like a picture of a man having a picnic, sitting on a bench with his child at the park. The guy in this picture's name is Christopher. His wife was the one holding the camera and taking this picture. They didn't think anything of it. He posted the picture on his Facebook page, and that's when people noticed something in the picture and had so many questions. Zoom in, take a look around. Can you see it? It looks like there's a woman in the top left corner of this picture. Christopher and his wife both confirmed that it was just the three of them at the park this day, and they didn't notice anything when she took the picture. This is where it takes an interesting spin, because just a year before the picture was taken, this woman went missing in the same area. She was later found deceased inside of the pond. Some people said that this figure in the top left corner has an eerily similar...
I was about to say it does kind of resemble her a little bit, just based off of what we can see. I don't know. Somebody with some good like editing skills or something like that can enhance and lighten the photo up so we can kind of compare and tell. But just based off first glance, I was thinking that before she even said it. Like, she does kind of look similar.
I caught a mimic on camera pretending to be my child. And I know that sounds so crazy, but I'm about to play this video for you so that you can watch it yourself. And I consider myself pretty spiritually awake. I'm an intuitive, but this is the first time that I actually have physical evidence. And I've watched this video many times, and I still have yet to come up with a rational or logical explanation as to what this voice is. In this video, my family and I are on a sleigh ride in Deer Valley, and we are in the middle of the mountains. There is no one around us. The only people on this sleigh are me, my husband, the two children that you see, and the two drivers, who are two grown men. Yet in the first 5 seconds of the video, you clearly hear a loud voice that says, "Hello, Daddy." This voice is clearly not my daughter's voice because you can see her mouth in the video, it doesn't move. And some may argue that this voice is my son's voice because his mouth is covered up. But if you watch the video, you can see that my son starts speaking towards the end, and it's very muffled. It's in complete contrast to this loud, crisp, clear voice that you hear in the beginning. And additionally, this voice seems to have like a weird British Victorian accent. I don't even know what kind of accent it is, and my son does not speak like that. But yeah, just watch this video and let me know what you think.
Hello, Daddy.
A little warmer over there.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Getting exercise. Snow is in my eye.
At a local bakery, a couple of kids are waiting patiently to get some candy from the shop's baker. It's Halloween, and the bakery is giving out treats to those who stop by. Although everyone in this video is getting some candy, one kid in particular isn't. He stands a few feet away from the group while seemingly observing them. It could be that he's shy and therefore hesitant to step forward. Or, as many comments have noted, it may be that he's seeing something. Now you might miss it, but at the start of the video, the small boy says something out loud, like "look it," as if noticing something in front of him. He even points at whatever it is that he's seeing. As soon as he does this, this happens. Watch closely. For some reason, the boy suddenly stops in his tracks as if something was blocking his path. He stands in place while staring at something unseen, but then his head quickly. In comment after comment, the same thing is being said. Something had pushed the boy. From the sudden pause in his walk, to earlier when he said "look it" while pointing at something, it's understandable as to why many think this. So, did something or was something else at play here that caused him to fall? It's hard to say.
See, like at a bakery though, that's the last place you expect to have a ghost encounter. At a bakery, bro. I'm just here. I like the smell, and y'all got some good food. At a bake, is anywhere safe? Off limits? Is anywhere safe or off limits that we can go? Like a bakery? I just can't stop saying a bakery.
On filling in some of the gaps and giving you a greater understanding of the planning that went into this horrible attack by Shamsud Din Jabbar. We are also sharing videos showing Jabbar placing the IEDs on Bourbon Street and videos he took as he plotted this hideous attack. Thanks to information provided by you, the public, This investigation is crossing state and international borders as our agents follow leads in Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Tampa, Florida, and internationally. FBI Houston has recovered evidence at his home there, and the work now shifts to our specialists at the FBI laboratories. Interviews are being conducted with hundreds who have been identified as knowing key pieces of this complex, evolving case. We have also tracked that Jabbar traveled to Cairo, Egypt from June 22nd until July 3rd of 2023. A few days later, he flew to Ontario, Canada on July 10th and returned to the U.S. on July 13th on 2023. Our agents are getting answers as to where he went, who he met with, and how those trips may or may not tie into his actions here in our city in New Orleans. We've also discovered that Jabbar made at least 2 trips to New Orleans in the months prior to the attacks. One in October and the other a month later in November of 2024. From what we now know, Jabbar stayed at a rental home in New Orleans beginning October 30th, 2024. He was in town at least 2 days. During that time, Jabbar, using Meta glasses, recorded a video as he rode through the French Quarter on a bicycle. This video shows Jabbar during that trip in October with his Meta glasses. As we continue to learn more about that trip, we ask anyone who may have seen or interacted with him to contact us. Now, for more information, Meta glasses appear to look like regular glasses, but they allow a user to record videos and photos hand-free. They also allow the user to potentially live stream through their video.
I don't even, because I know what the other ones, the Apple joints look like, but the Meta ones, I think I've seen a pair because I think I did a video on it. I told y'all my memory is not the best, but I'm trying to remember what those look like and do they really like, I don't think they really stand out. But the fact that he utilized this technology for this, bro, that's going to be forever embedded in our brains when we think about Meta glasses. And I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg didn't want this associated with his glasses, bro. Like, what? I didn't even know they were accessible like that.
Jabbar was wearing a pair of Meta glasses when he conducted the attack on Bourbon Street, but he did not activate the glasses to live stream his actions that day. Thanks to information that is coming in from the public, we now know Jabbar was here in New Orleans also on November 10th. But we are still piecing together the details of that trip. Moving closer to the day of the attacks,
he used the glasses and just like hid in plain sight. Doing all of this recon work is, oh my gosh, bro, this makes this even worse. Worse.
Jabbar is seen on December 31st at one of multiple gun stores he visited in Texas, leading up to the attack. As we go through the timeline, times we provide are approximate. Jabbar then stopped at a business in Texas where he purchased one of the ice chests he would later use to hide the IEDs. Jabbar is estimated to have entered Louisiana on December 31st, 2024 at approximately 2:30 p.m. He rented a vehicle that was seen again in Gonzales, Louisiana around 9 p.m. on December 31st. By 10 p.m., home camera footage shows Jabbar unloading the white pickup truck in New Orleans outside of the Mandeville Street rental home in the St. Roch neighborhood of New Orleans. Just under 3 hours later, at 12:41 a.m. on New Year's morning, Jabbar parked the truck and walked to Royal and Governor Nichols Street. Jabbar placed the first IED in the cooler at Bourbon and St. Peter Street at 1:53 a.m. Someone on Bourbon Street, who we have no reason to believe was involved, dragged the cooler a block to Bourbon and Orleans, where our teams found it after the attack. Jabbar placed the second IED in a bucket-type cooler at 2:20 a.m. on Bourbon and Toulouse Streets. In the videos, you see Jabbar wearing the long brown coat we showed you in a photo released earlier. That coat was recovered in the rented F-150. At 3:15 a.m., Jabbar used his pickup truck as a lethal weapon before crashing into the construction equipment and was stopped by the brave men and women of NOPD. Shortly after 5 a.m., a fire was reported at the rental home in the Mandeville Street location in New Orleans. And the New Orleans Fire Department found explosive devices on scene after entering the home. As we released yesterday, we strongly believe Jabbar was solely responsible for the fire on the Mandeville Street in New Orleans. We determined that he set the fire before heading to Bourbon Street, based on the ATF's investigation.
So what could we have done? Because that's where we're at right now, right? Post-incident, trying to figure out what we could have done to probably stop this in its tracks before it happened, right? And I'm watching this and I'm reevaluating and I'm trying to say to myself, okay, anything that would throw up a red flag to a civilian, the trench coat doesn't. We've made them fashionable now. So trench coats, when they used to be back in the day, when I was in school, young kid, somebody with a trench coat, red flag. Nowadays, they're fashionable. So it's not like they're going to alarm you. Somebody with a cooler, that's normal. Somebody going to a gun store and that's normal. Somebody riding around with some type of technology glasses on, that's normal. Like, so what could we have done to catch this guy and stop him? It would have taken people around him to know or have word of what he was doing to alert someone. Other than that, where could we, like, I'm asking, that's a question. That's not me just, no, that's a question. Like, what could we have done?